Hello, everyone. Good evening from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This is Christina, and you are at Pristine Spaces channel. I am here again. I was on last night, did a really great live stream that I really enjoyed. Not my usual thing that I'll be doing. This is actually where I'm just taking some time out to give a shout out to all my new subscribers and all my subscribers, ones that have actually been with me from the beginning, because I've really had this channel for about 10 years, though I've sort of gone through periods of where I've done, things, videos. I haven't done it for several years. So I've just come back on. And when I decided to come back on, as I've kind of said a couple times before, is YouTube brought forth these new guidelines. So this has created a whole movement, an amazing movement. As I always believe, there's always a bigger picture for things. There's always a reason behind, what we see in front of us. There's always much more happening. So I think this is really wonderful. Oh, and here's my first guest. Hello, darling. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, loud and clear. Hello, beautiful.
Okay. All
Do
right.
you?
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you. I've just been lazing around and just quickly got ready. Um, Let me ask you a question first before. What do you prefer that I or we call you? By your name or by your channel name, which is Aged Gracefully? What do you prefer?
Well, this is the first time, and so that people will know what channel to turn into, we can go with Age Graceful.
Graceful. I'm sorry. So sorry. But
That's
it's also
okay.
very gracefully.
That's okay.
That's wonderful. You look gorgeous. How are you
Oh,
tonight?
thank you. It's been a long weekend.
Oh, really? What's happening? Anything you want to share or no?
Well, it was my fiance's birthday yesterday, so we
Happy
just got
birthday.
home from the casino and hotel. We had a room overnight and had company to visit.
So you had
So it
some fun.
turned out really nice.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful. You're having fun, basically, right? Having fun.
Right, exactly. So how can you tell how many people are in the room? Because I don't see any of that
Well, no,
information.
we're not in a room. We're in a Google Hangout, and right now you're the first one. You talking about on the live stream? Okay, so let's see, because last night when I was doing with Eli the coach, we won. Oh, so Gina's here! Yay! Last night we could you can see it on the if you're watching the live stream, but because we're in the Google Hangout, we have to mute that. So, hello Gina, welcome. Hello,
Hello, Gina.
can you hear us?
Hi,
We can see ya.
me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes. Now we can. Oh God,
Yes.
you ladies look some gorgeous tonight.
And I apologize. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna be nibbling a little bit.
Oh, you know what? This is not really an interview. You can just be casual, however you want to be. Just be yourself. Do what you need to do. We're just sitting in each
Okay, I
other's living
appreciate
rooms
it.
chatting.
I got my cup of tea.
Oh yeah, we got my drink also. So I just wanted to connect, with subscribers, my subscribers that I've had, because I've actually gained 100 in this past month, which may not be a lot to some people, but it's a lot for me. And you two beautiful ladies are two of my subscribers, but more importantly, you are YouTube creators. And this is really what this is all about. And I kind of felt like not just to give a shout out and say thank you, but to also maybe give a little platform to just share. This gives us an opportunity to connect and get to know each other, but also, I don't just want to be successful. I want everybody else to be successful. So this is what I wanted to do: give you some of your time to tell us a little bit about you, tell a bit about your channel, and then you can share the link with you. I don't know. Can you see the chat? If you want, you can. I don't know if you can see the chat, because if you have the other one, it might be closed. Otherwise, I will post it afterwards, I will post your channel link at the end of this live stream. But please feel free to give it out. And whoever would like to just start telling us, you know, all about yourself and your channel. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay. Does Gina want to go first since I'm eating?
Okay, I will. Okay. Well, I actually started my YouTube channel. Wow. It's been a few years, but I didn't really get serious about it until this past year. And I did it because I ended up getting really sick about 5 years ago. I got diagnosed with lupus, and I came close to dying at one point. Got really sick, had to kind of curb how much I was working. That went down to part-time, and then eventually I had to quit my job. So I wanted to find a way of sharing or connecting with other people who were also battling lupus and chronic illness in general. So initially I started out with a Facebook page, and I gradually went over to getting more serious about the YouTube channel. And I just started making different inspirational posts at one point. Not necessarily talking as much about illness, but how to overcome illness, because that's predominantly what I'm about. I don't want to talk about it. I want to beat this thing, you know, so that's where my channel is meant to be more inspirational than it is talking about being sick all the time. So, but I'm also a grandma. I'm a mother of 3. I homeschool my youngest son, so periodically you'll see videos about homeschooling. I also love to garden. So there'll be lots of videos about my garden from one season to the next, whether I am harvesting something or, you know, cleaning it up because we went through a hurricane and that just kind of beat it up, and or the cold that we periodically get here in Florida. So it's a variety of videos. But it's about my life. So there's you know, I'm not gonna post anything that's mean, or I'm not gonna bash other YouTubers. I'm not about that. I'm about trying to support everybody else because we're all in this together. You know, we're all trying to make it as a YouTuber. Hopefully eventually becoming big, you know. But I'm happy with the way I've actually gained a lot of subscribers over the last couple of weeks. And to be honest with you, I've learned a lot about what networking really is about on YouTube, because I was completely ignorant about that. I saw all of these channels that had all of these comments on their videos, and I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? And I found out. So getting that little email from YouTube threatening with demonetization was actually a blessing for me, because I really learned how to connect with other YouTubers. I really learned how to reach out to other supporters and how to really network. And that's what I've learned this is about. It's just networking and supporting other YouTubers.
That's what I said right at the beginning, because, you know, I believe, and this is how I live my life, that, you know, something may appear one way, but there's always a bigger picture to it. So there's much more. And if anything, this really just sort of was like a catalyst for us to connect with so many amazing people out there. You know, I say diversity within unity. So each one of us is different, and we all bring something. I can feel it as I see it right now, because that's what I do, work with energy and frequencies. And so, I mean, and it's just beautiful for me, you know, when I meet other wonderful people. And I appreciate when they support me, but I want to return that. So I think, yeah, I totally agree with you. There's so many blessings within this that have taken place, just a connection and learning, and so many people are just there to, like, you know, assist you and support. It's beautiful.
All right, I'm done talking.
I had one question. I saw that when Gina spoke that her thumbnail went large, like I'm looking at you. So when I get ready to speak, do I touch my thumbnail or do you do that?
No, actually, it usually does that by itself. But sometimes these things are a little glitchy. Last night when I was with on Coach Eli, it was like going back and forth so quickly, and it was kind of giving us whiplash. But yeah, no, go ahead, see if it just clicks to you. If not, I can do it.
Okay, what about if I touch it? Will it enlarge or?
I just did it. There you go. It should do it on its own.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to mess things up.
Nah, no problem.
Okay, so my story began actually in 2016, January 2016. My mom was in hospice, lung cancer, and I spent a lot of time at her bedside. I'm an occupational therapist by trade. So my dad looked for me, for medical advice and to assist with my mom. So while I'm sitting at her bedside, if she's asleep, I'm bored. I decided to join these Facebook review groups. And I started to receive or order products that I either got for free or really deeply discounted. But the trick was I needed to review those products. And a couple of weeks after I got my first product, my mom passed away. And so I kind of started like my whole living room was full of boxes. I was reviewing and doing like 6 reviews, 7 reviews a day after I get off of work. Because you only have to write like 75 words maybe. And so that would be real quick if it's a product you like to do that. So I would do it and upload the reviews. And I had over 400 reviews on Amazon. Then suddenly they had a change in terms of service where they felt like if you were getting things for free, that you might not be truthful when you go to review them, and it wasn't fair to the people who have purchased the items for full price. So then they did not allow you to review as you had done before. And so I was only able to do like 2 or 3 reviews a week or risk getting wiped. And what that means is like they take all your privileges away. So I'm like, well, what else can I do to review products and share my experiences? And so I said, well, let me try YouTube. And so in October of 2017, I did my first YouTube video. And it was when I got my 25-year service award pin. And I did a makeup look and I reviewed like makeup and hair that I had received like from Amazon. So I've been doing it just for these few months. And I find it fun. It's a lot of hard work. I think I put more time into YouTube than I do at my 40-hour week job.
Oh,
And
wow.
I don't get paid, but it's been fun. I'm looking forward to the time if my channel gets large enough where I can receive payment. That would be wonderful. But in the meantime, I have been enjoying doing reviews on YouTube. I've enjoyed watching other people's reviews and networking with them and supporting them. Tonight I did an upload about support and I named that the top 8 at 8. So I put the links, well, not the links, but the pictures of other YouTubers into a video. And I've also done a couple of live chats and I named those the Mix and Mingle, and they went over really well.
Mix and mingle what? What are you mixing and mingling?
Mix and mingle means you come in and you meet other creators, exchange ideas, look at their channels, and see if it's something that you would actually support. And if it is, then you would, of course, subscribe to them. So that was just another outlet.
Okay. So like
Yes.
this, you're doing a hangout like this too and having people come in and chat? Is that what it is, and sharing? Same thing?
Right, but not through Hangouts, because as I told you, for some reason I can't get my Hangouts and my YouTube to sync the live stream. So I have to do it over my phone and just, just do it the regular YouTube live over the phone. And it's worked out though.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I can show you later or something like that, because it really is inside. It's just inside where your control panel is when you're going to go live. You either,
Okay.
you just click either Google Hangouts. Mine defaults because I have a Chromebook. I don't have a choice. Or you have added the whatever software. If you've got a PC or something else, then you add that, and then that would be what would hook you up to Livestream. So you actually do have a choice. It should be right there. So double check, click on your control panel the next time because do you just go live like that, or do you actually go and like set a time? Like I set mine in the morning for tonight.
No, I don't. When I use my phone, I have to be ready at that point. So I get everything set up.
That's different.
And then I have to be ready at that point. It snaps your picture to use as a thumbnail, and then you're on.
Right, that's different. Well, on your computer, though, you should be able to do it. So, if you have one, whatever works best.
Yes, I do. I have 2 laptops, and my dad wants to give me my mom's that he had just bought her. She didn't even use it. So I will probably pick that one up this weekend and kind of play around with that special that he offered it to me.
Oh, that's nice. Well, what? It's kind of good to get
my first live.
What's that, Gina?
Yeah, this was actually my first live and my first Hangouts on the same night.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
All right. Well, congratulations.
Really? Yeah. So you haven't done a live stream before. You just do all recorded, right?
All recorded. I did a test just to see, because I noticed that YouTube has your choice whether to upload or to go live, and they didn't have that before. So I tested it out one day, and a few people said, yeah, it's coming across clear. So I said, okay, I think I'm going to do a live, but I'm not.
I think I saw you test.
Yes, I did a test, and they said it was working. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for my first one. This is kind of a test because I've never even been in Google Hangouts. I've never done this before either.
It's pretty
good. This is my first time in Hangouts too.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that, I know it's a little nerve-wracking for some people. There's a lot of creators there who create, great content, but it's all recorded because, they might not, they're a little nervous or too shy. Sometimes I'm shy, even though I might appear that I'm not, but I am, to sit here, because beforehand I'm like, okay, just make sure that I can talk and I have something to say that makes sense, and start and talk for a while. But, once you get into it and you just think, hey, okay, I'm just sitting here in my living room, chatting with people and whatever, even if I'm doing a reading, it's same like if I was working with a client at home. So once you get past that, discomfort or shyness or whatever, it's great. And it's the best thing to live stream is to get your watch time up. Like I saw from yesterday, I did we were about 2 hours and 20 minutes with Coach Eli. And my watch time minutes look like, I think it was about 2,000 minutes. It just and I know there were some other views on my other videos, but I mean, that is what will really move your watch time if you do a live stream.
I know on my last Mix and Mingo on Friday night, I was on 3 hours and 45 minutes. And when I hung up, it gave me the equivalent. It said 2 days. So that's 48 hours.
Yeah, mine said 30. Yeah. Okay, yours gave it in hours. Let me ask you a question, because you're using your phone a lot, Michelle.
Yes.
I just added the YouTube app to my phone, right? So you get all the analytics and all that, and it's actually really cool because it even looks better than on the website. But I'm just wondering about, because I noticed that there's quite a difference between the actual figures between the websites. I don't know if either one of you also look at the app on the phone and you also look on the website, because I noticed that there's a difference between the figures.
I've never seen any analytics on my YouTube app. I can only access that when I'm on my laptop. So I don't know if it's a difference in the version of the YouTube
No, there's
app
an
that
app.
we have.
No,
I
there's
don't
an
have the app.
called YouTube Studio.
Okay, okay. So that's a separate app.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool, actually. You know, it's for me, it's a lot easier to find all the information and detailed. And I just noticed that there's a little bit of difference between, say, your subscribers or between, you know, just the figures, whether it's the minutes or, you know, all the data that's on there. So there's a little bit of a difference. And I know that they take like 2 to 3 days to upload, but there's still a bit of a difference. So
Okay.
sure which one to go by, but I definitely saw that spike in doing the live stream. So you get past your nerves and you feel comfortable, and you know, get out there and do the live stream. To all creators, really, really do the live stream.
Right.
It's really gonna help.
I started a painting this morning. And I thought about doing a live stream while I was working, but then it would be kind of hard.
That would have been nice.
No, why would it be hard?
How do I stand up there and paint and then try to interact at the same time? So that I think that would be, because when I'm painting, I'm like in the zone. So I'm not sure if that would work as a live. I don't know.
No,
It's an idea.
Oh my gosh, I would sit there and watch it. I mean,
I would too.
You don't worry about I mean, the people that are going to really be interested in, you know, the creative people, the artists and all that. I mean, to see an artist, you know, bringing that forth and create, I can feel as I'm talking, you know, do that. Don't worry about that. If you want to once in a while and say hello, or, you know, I'm doing this, if you want to give them a little guidance as to what you're doing or some little details, you can. If not, let them watch you. There's a beautiful artist. I don't know if you know her. I don't know if I'm going to say her name correctly, but I think it's Akania, Akiane, and she's a young girl. Well, now she's probably 20, 21.
Akiane, yes.
Yeah, but have you ever seen, like, she has videos where, I mean, she kind of speeds them up after a while because it takes months and months, but she's had videos where you're sitting there painting, you know, and creating her, like, amazing art.
Yes, she is amazing.
You'll have tons of people. Don't worry about it. You can just sit there if you want. Get up, go to the bathroom, come back, have some lunch, and say, "I'm going to continue," and have it live stream. You know, sure.
I think I'm going to do that then. Yeah, I was thinking about that today.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, tune into your creativity, you know, and just let it flow, and you know, just try it and see how it goes. There's definitely going to be there's really an audience for everything if you think about it. Whether they're small or large, there's an audience out there. Like right now, I can tell you on here, we have 15 viewers, and we have a bunch of people in the chat, but I apologize, people in the chat, because I have the separate window. See, this is where it would become really good, Michelle, when you have two computers, so you can have the streaming over here, and I could have another one over here so I could do the chat, because otherwise I'm going to go back and forth, and now I can't see you because I'm going to the chat, and just want to say hello to the people that are in there. And like a comment says, "You're all fine women, great content." Brian Richardson, thank you so much. And some of the people that came yesterday, which were really subscribers and people along with Coach Eli, have come tonight to support me also. So I want to say thank you. And hopefully they will, you know, go and check out your channel, ladies, also. Why don't you give that right now, even though I'm going to post it later? Why don't you give out your URL for your channel? Just say it, and you know, what is it?
Actually, mine is just my name, Gina Wells Hulse. Okay. Easy enough to find.
You can. Do you have access to the chat? No, you don't have access to the chat. No, because we're on Google.
No, I have another tab open so I can switch back and forth, but.
As long as you have the other one muted, then that's cool. You'll see the people there chatting, so you'll be able to leave them your links. But like I said, I definitely will post them.
Yep, I would appreciate the post. I don't want to mess with anything.
Yeah, I just have two tabs open. So one is at the the actual IAmACreator shout out, the pristine space
The
video,
live
and
stream.
then I have the Google Hangouts one. So
Okay, so
I'm just kind of
you
flipping
have
back and
access.
forth.
Yeah. So I'm just in my
Okay, I
control
see.
panel, and so you can type it over there. Thank you, Brian. Everyone subscribe. Very nice. I like this the chat where you're always going to get some wonky people in there writing some wonky things, and I'm being nice. What? And so it holds those messages, so I don't have to. We don't have to look at them. But anyway, so yeah, type Gina. Go ahead and type your link in there. There you go. I see you in there. That's great. Oh, wonderful. You sub. That's wonderful. Someone doesn't like the way I say channel. Channel. All right. So I would like to. So, do you ladies have any want to maybe share any upcoming ideas for your channel that you're doing, or does it secret?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm still working on developing the mix and mingle even further than what I've done. Because I find if you support your subscribers, it just comes back tenfold.
Absolutely.
And I enjoy it. Keeps me busy, but I don't mind doing that. So I'm just trying to come up with new and innovative ways to bring support to all creators.
It's so appreciated. And I do the same because I cannot, when I see someone takes the time to come to mind, to like it, to leave me a message. I mean, I spend a lot of time sometimes just going through the comments and the messages, and I want to make a point. I know I'm thinking, oh no, did I miss anybody? And, I go back and check because I just want to even just acknowledge them, because they took the time to even make a comment, or to just
That's what I've
connect.
been doing. Yeah, that's been the hardest thing because prior to this, I didn't really get a lot of notifications, and now that I've got this network going, every few minutes I come back and there's like 15 notifications, and you want to go through and acknowledge every single one, and you don't, and did I miss somebody? And so I have to click over to the that analytics page and check to see if I made sure I responded to all of the comments and everything. So that's that does keep me busy, but
Yes.
that's my way of trying to support everybody who is also trying to support me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've found out. It is really, there's an amazing network and there's amazing support among your subscribers. So that's the one thing that I've been trying to really do, is to show them, yes, I appreciate the support and I'm really trying to support them as well. I do have some ideas because I took part in my first collab last week, and then I did a second one this week, and they
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of fun. So I'm trying to come up with an idea for me to invite, some of my supporters to join me in a collab. That's not going to be too challenging, but a lot of fun at the same time. So I have something in the works.
Oh, good. Well, we
So
look forward to
once I have it, once I've got that, once I've got it finalized, I will let everyone know. So
now, Gina, you hit 1,000 subscribers, right?
I did. Yes, I actually did um about almost 2 weeks ago. I did.
Oh,
Yes. But I
interesting.
had the view time, I had that covered. Even when YouTube sent me the email, I already had the 4,000 hours covered, but I was only
Wow.
at 600, I think 696 subscribers at the time. And ironically enough, YouTube sent me the demonetization email at the same time that they sent me the email telling me that they were going to send me a check. So it was, okay, we're going to pay you, but we're going to yank your monetization at the same time if you don't get it up to the 1,000 subscribers. So I was like, oh, okay. And at that point, I actually sat down and I did a video in which I basically kind of screamed at YouTube and, you know, vented and everything, but I didn't upload it. But it was just my way of saying, okay, I've let it go. I've vented. So be it. Now, what am I going to do about it? Because I've got almost 400 subscribers that I need to get within the next month, and how am I going to do it? And that was where I realized, you know, wow, this whole networking thing really does work. And I was meeting people from all walks of life on YouTube. That's why I said that email was a blessing for me, because now I really do have a network of people that I actually love to be around. You know, I look forward to checking YouTube every day to see who posted what and who's live, just so I can jump on, you know, and interact with them. So it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it.
Well, that's amazing, because I mean, I certainly, the watch time I didn't have because I've been off for like 5 years. So it just, you know, it hasn't been there. And the videos that I've done, you know, are a long time ago. And every once in a while, some of my clients will go back and watch them because they're healing videos. So I thought, oh my goodness, this watch time this is crazy. I don't even know how I'm going to get to this watch time. And this is the best way that I know how, is to come back on and do live stream, because 5 years ago, those were my highest viewed videos, and that's where my watch time was, in doing live streams. So I thought, I've got to come back and I've got to do that. Now, I have to say, there was a subscriber out there, I don't remember who she was, this was right in the beginning. She actually called YouTube, whoever she spoke to, someone in admin or something, and said, you know, I want to understand about this. What does this really mean? Well, how many hours do we need? How long do we need? You know, everybody was a little confused at the beginning, right? When they were reading that email, they had to reread it, go over it, try to understand it. And so they said, okay, yes, you need 1,000 subscribers. Yes, you need 4 hours, you know, over the 12-month period. So what's really important, the subscribers or the watch time? Both are required, but the watch time, that's really what they're really going to be looking at, because that's the movement. That's actually people watching, not just coming and subscribe, and that's it. And then there's no movement. Right. You know, exactly. and a lot of people do that. You know, they subscribe, and that's great. I appreciate it. But you got to watch. You got to watch some of it. You know, I don't expect some people to watch an hour or two. I mean, sometimes I do. It was very interesting. I'll just stay with it. But not everybody does that. So, it's the watch time that they're going to see. So I think that they're really going to maybe base that a little bit more, like lean a bit more towards the watch time. So if you've got a very high watch time and they see your subscribers have moved, but maybe not quite 1,000, though, who knows? I'm sure there'll be a case by case, you know, decision with them, or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like this movement, though, might shift something. Like, I feel like they might change it a little bit, or I guess, I know they're really just trying to get rid of a lot of spammers and a lot of people who, you know, fake accounts or just steal other people's things. I know that they're trying to do that, but and they are trying to reduce it because they don't have enough advertisers apparently. But I can't really be focused on that. There's a lot of videos talking about that. I'm really not focused on that. I just want to, you know, go out there and create and do the best that I can and see what happens, and really just connect with people. That is actually kind of been my motivation right now, right? Just to connect with people.
So can I have a question? Do you know the reason behind the advertisers pulling out?
Okay, I don't know if you know this YouTuber. He's like one of the biggest YouTubers, and I only just came across him literally in this time period. His name is Casey. I don't know how to say his Latin. Neistat, I think. And I'm sorry if I say it incorrectly. And he had the #2 guy in charge at YouTube on a recent video, interviewed him. And the one thing that the guy said was that there just really isn't enough advertisers to go around for creators. Yes, they're trying to weed through, you know, all the ones that I mentioned and, you know, get rid of those and put the stronger guidelines for that. But the other thing is that he said, now whether it's 100% accurate, I don't know. This is just what he said. He said there's not enough advertisers for creators. So it's not, so he didn't say anything about anybody pulling out. I don't know, we don't have anything written saying that. I think people started saying that on YouTube, making videos and saying this. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But he said there's just not enough advertisers to go around.
I have a co-worker, and she mentioned to me last week that it was in some financial report that she had read in the newspaper about advertisers pulling out from YouTube, and that's why the changes are actually occurring. So I don't know how true, it is, and if anybody had heard anything differently.
Well, I'm sure that all of those have factors, whether it's this one is more than this one, that one's more than that one. I don't really know. And I don't think we will ever know, because that's corporate stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to tell us everything. And that's why, again, I don't focus on all of that. I'm going to take, like we've said here, like Gina said, I'll take it as an incentive, as a motivation, as all the blessings that come with it. Like, to me, this is the blessing, connecting with you ladies. Right. I would have never known you in life except for this. And I think that's a beautiful thing, right? So this is what I'm focusing on, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes.
Well, I know that I've enjoyed this experience tonight. I've seen you both. I've seen both of your uploads, but this makes it more personal.
It does.
I appreciate it.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. And, I invited quite a few people, not just my subscribers, and I kind of put it out there. And I might do this as a second. I'll do my spiritual videos, and then maybe I'll do this as a second sort of theme to maybe bring on creators, just to give them a little, number one, to make it more personal and to connect, okay? And to also give them that little opportunity to just share their channel. I know it's not a big thing. I'm not a big time YouTuber yet, but at least I can start somewhere. And if anything, we just connect. And I don't know, I had this feeling, that was my intuitive sense today, to maybe go this route a little bit and see how it goes.
Okay.
Now, Michelle, how many subscribers do you have? Where are you at now?
The last I checked, it was 691.
All right. Hello, man. 691, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm being told, don't forget us men. Of course I won't. Well, I haven't got any men on yet. Well, Eli was on yesterday, but I've asked if, several other creators come on also. Actually, he reminds me, you remind me of something. When I was talking about the analytics on the phone, YouTube Studio. So it has completely different stats than it has on the website. And one of them was your audience, male or female. And it said that my audience was 90% male. I was like, really? Wow. on the website, it says female. I was like, oh, we must be in two different worlds here, even though it's YouTube analytics, between the app and the website. It's completely. And then it tells you, what I like about it, and something I might talk about, is the countries, because it'll tell you, where more of your viewers are, in which country. And on the website, I have like the United States and, I'm not going to say this right, but I know it used to be part of Russia, Kazakhstan, or, sorry, Steve, you're on there. I don't know how to say it correctly. And I'm like, what? Who's watching me over there? And then on the phone, on the app, it says United States and Cambodia are my two top viewers. I was like, okay, that's really interesting. So
that
is interesting.
Yeah, take a look at it. A
lot of viewers in India. That was interesting.
Yeah, take a look at who's watching you, not just the age, but and the gender, and it's not that it matters, but what I'm saying, and the countries, because maybe what it'll do is maybe give you like little ideas. So maybe on one show or one video, you might do something to connect with them or to appeal to them, or give them even a shout out or something like that. You know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, because that was a surprise to me. You know, especially what my channel is about. Outside of this, I was very surprised to see, like in Cambodia. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like 65% in Cambodia.
Wow.
I don't understand that, but it's okay. Thank you very much. In Cambodia, you know, they're maybe spiritually they're being connected, and they might not even understand a word I say, but who knows, you know? But it's interesting, like that. Like, just think about it. You're on here, and we feel like we're sitting in our living rooms chatting, which we are. But there's people on the other side of the world who are just, you know, to them, we're in their living rooms as well, and they feel that personal connection on some level with us. So
Right.
that is
Yeah,
so.
I have seen the analytics, and I would agree with you. When I first started, it did show that males were watching me first, and that people in China were watching me in terms of the area. But now I did just download the YouTube Studio, and I'm going to set that up so I can see the differences. So I have it on my phone now.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's really cool. It has a lot of, like, if I just right now before it came on, I saw some other tabs I didn't see the other day. Can't remember what they are, but if you go through them, there's a lot of interesting things of stats that they have there. So it just kind of takes you to a whole different place when you just think about, you know, where you're being viewed and who's listening to you. You know what I mean? Who is on some level connecting with you. I mean, that's amazing. That's why I
think
doing
mine said USA and Canada and India. Those are my three top. The US,
Really?
Canada, and India.
I'm from Canada, and there's very low. Mine is no one's tuning in from Canada, but that's interesting because that makes you think about, you know, what it is that you're showing on your channel. You know, the content, and who is being drawn to that. I don't know. I would kind of explore that a little bit more and myself and see, you know, what is the connection? Now, Canada, okay, so it's kind of broad, but India, I could see, you know, because you deal a lot with, as you say, I was watching you today where you're doing the moringa, the herb.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think that's what it is. It's I do a lot of natural remedies, and I think I have a video up where I talk about frankincense, a lot of Ayurvedic type remedies, and I think that's those couple videos might have helped to connect with the ones in India.
Exactly, and that's a big country, so there's a lot of people there. And once it gets going, like, hey, wow! I mean, if that's your top viewer or one of your top three viewer locations, that's pretty amazing because, you know, they'll share, you know, and then they'll recommend, and that's how it works. Also, was there a question here? Oh, okay. Everyone is just being actually really nice and saying that they're subbing all of us. Thank you. And if you didn't get, Michelle, if you want to put your link, maybe I can put your link here for you since you don't have access to this. Hold on. You tell me what it is and then I'll type it. YouTube.com. And so what is I don't have it in front of me, sorry. What is the actual name of your channel?
Mine it's Age Graceful 313.
Okay, Aged Graceful 313.
313.
Is that a secret code? Okay, Aged Graceful 313. Okay, so this is also because Gina, you already put yours, right? Because they. All right.
I think I just put my name.
You didn't put your link?
I think I just put my name, and most people just look for my name and they found it.
That's true. That's great. Yeah, because they can go right beside and click from there. Yeah, but okay, because Michelle wasn't on there. So this is Michelle's Aged Gracefully. Graceful. I keep saying gracefully. She's just beautiful. The ladies are very beautiful. And may I ask? And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, Gina, health-wise, I mean, because to me, you look amazing. How are you doing? overall?
This is the best I felt in a very long time. According to my doctors, I have a lot of issues. But I actually feel amazing, honestly. And I think it has a lot. I've started doing affirmations every day. I do meditations every single night. And I try to be extremely positive in the way I talk to myself, talk about myself. So I think that has helped a lot. Because prior to this, there was a lot of, my mind was always on overcoming the illness. So there was a lot of thought on being sick. And I think because I've kind of reversed that and replaced it with more affirmations, positive affirmations, and more positive, more meditation, that sort of thing. I think I've literally like rewired my body, if that makes sense. It probably makes sense to you because you're in the metaphysical world. So
yes. I was just gonna say, that's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Yep. So when people ask me how am I feeling, I feel amazing. Even today, someone asked me, well, it's raining. Aren't you're usually achy? Nope, not a pain in my body. None whatsoever.
That's really wonderful. Yeah.
So I feel really good. I really do.
That's amazing.
That's wonderful. And it's true because, what you focus upon, you increase. So if you were always focusing on the illness, then it really is on another level, perpetuating it to continue because you're giving that the energy. So when you focus on wellness as opposed to illness, then you actually do shift it and you actually dissolve it. And if you continue doing that, then that's what's going to happen. That's just the journey. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to share just a little bit because I haven't really got permission to I feel that I should, but I have a very close friend when I lived in California who also had lupus. And so I lived with her for a while. I introduced her to the modalities and the healing modalities that I did. She also now is a practitioner of that. And as far as I know, to this point, that she doesn't have that anymore, lupus. So I mean, that's her journey to really tell, and maybe she'll come on with me one day and I'll get her. Because actually her and I used to do the videos back in the beginning 5 to 6 years ago. If you go look at my older videos, and Trish and I did videos, and this is why we kind of started it. Because I worked with her with the yogas, the healing that I do. And so now she's living healthy and happy and doing well. So absolutely you can. Don't anybody tell you that you can't. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Well, is there anything else, ladies, you want to share? I mean, I could sit here and talk all the time and just get off onto something else. It's not, but I could do that very easily. I could go into the spiritual world very quickly, but I really wanted to give you guys a platform to, chat and share or maybe even, I don't know, put anything out there that you want or ask anything.
You'll appreciate what I'm drinking then, right? I'm drinking a cup of rosemary and mugwort tea.
Oh my God. I got goosebumps. Look. No, well, mugwort, I mean, rosemary is wonderful, but mugwort it's actually, okay, I'm going to go off here into metaphysical. It is actually it's a higher dimension plant. So it has very high frequency healing benefits. So that's really wonderful.
I have no idea what it is, so maybe one of you can explain it to me.
Well, I think she's more of the herb person. I just do these things. I can't tell you, what they're made.
Well, I can tell you why I drink it, or why I've been drinking it. The rosemary is in there because it's it's an herb of remembrance, but the mugwort helps you with having very powerful dreams. It's a dream herb.
Well,
and
yes,
I noticed that whenever I drink it, the dreams that I have are almost like prophetic. And I mix it with rosemary because I want to be able to remember the dreams whenever I'm awake. And the painting that I'm working on right now actually came to me in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me, I had this dream over a week ago, and every day it's been badgering me because it's, you know, you ever have something that you just need to get out of you. And well, this morning I woke up with this incredible sensation that you need to get this thing on canvas. It cannot stay in you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm there thinking, I have my granddaughter in the next room. And I'm there, please just stay asleep for just 30 minutes more, just 30 minutes more. I just have to get this started. And I went in there and I threw the canvas up and I just started putting paint on. And I worked for at least 2 hours to get, it's not finished, but
Mm-hmm.
it's in the process. And it's one of those paintings that came to me in a dream. And it was while I was drinking this mugwort. And I'm not going to go into what it means. I know exactly why it came to me. And when someone asked me about this, you know, this painting, I said, it's all up here. I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it looks like because you wouldn't understand if I tried to explain it to you anyway. But it's all up here. And this morning I started it, and I did manage to put it down on paper, but that's what the tea does for me. It actually just helps. I get these paintings in my dreams that are just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I do there was one night that I actually flew in my dream for the very first time, and that alone was incredible because I've always heard people talk about drinking mugwort tea and literally like floating or being able to fly. And that never happened to me. I've always gotten like the paintings and stuff, but I've never been able to fly. And in this particular dream, I was at the bottom of this mountain. And the next thing I know, I literally took off and just started flying from one mountain to the next. I've yet to kind of figure out what that dream was all about, but that was the first time I actually flew in a dream, and it was from drinking mugwort. Maybe that's part of why my whole healing process too, but I don't know. But to simply answer it, mugwort is a dream tea.
Yeah, it is. But you see, you're living more of your truer self in that sense there, and your creativity and your abilities. And you have these abilities. They exist within you. So you just need to bring them forth here. See your art. I mean, in itself, your healing. I mean, all healing takes place in self. So your art itself, let's say your art, your art itself is healing. And so I do believe that what you bring forth is not only to heal yourself, but others. So I'm sure that this is going to be I would love to see it when you're done. I hope maybe you'll share it with us, or maybe, is this the one you're talking about where maybe you'll sit there and start painting it?
Yes, because that's the one.
I will sit there and watch, because I don't paint.
I would too.
I love
I would too.
Yeah, I really would. I think that would be a beautiful one to do. And it might start you up. I think that it will probably trigger something, because I feel like there's part of your creativity has been suppressed for a while for whatever reason. That's personal. And so it's, you know, it's time. It's time for you to fly, literally. And I believe that that's, you know, and you can move mountains, and you can fly over mountains. So you can take it wherever you want to go. You know, just even if you don't understand it, it doesn't matter, because there's always layers to any art. Always, it's always multidimensional. So that's so cool. I feel excitement for you, actually.
Thank you.
Really cool. So, what else you want to talk about? Anything? Anything else you want to talk about? I love your jewelry, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
Do you wear? Do you wear? Of course you wear.
This one is new today. From the casino, I had comps, And so I used them to get this. And on this side, the gold one is from my mom. So
Okay.
I like my jewelry. I like anything that blings.
All right. I don't know if I want to go this direction right yet, but I did feel a presence, and so it felt very feminine. So you're talking about your mom, so I think she's very much present in this conversation. So
Wow.
there's a pretty um, it's actually a pretty energy that I can feel, that, and not like physical, and I'm sure she was beautiful physically, but there's this pretty energy where it almost has like a delicate to it, you know, and but still very strong. So it was, I felt it like about 20 minutes or something ago, and I thought there's somebody's mother's here, and I thought, oh, that's right, you said your mom had passed. So it's not surprising. And I know someone's going to say to me, you're a medium. I'm like, no, I just feel presences. Thank you, Riff. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just feel presences, and once in a while, sometimes if they have something to say or share, you know, that'll happen. But
Well,
that's
I appreciate it. We'll have to talk one day.
Sure. You know, we can do it on here, or we can do it privately, or whatever. I would like to, because I really feel both of you ladies, your energy is so beautiful, and I appreciate you being here. I really would like, if you're open to this, um, it's not what I plan to do, but it's what I feel to do right now. I would like to pick you one of my cards that I have, and they're more of a card for contemplation. Okay, it's not, I don't read the future and all that kind of stuff. It's just for a contemplation card right now that you can, you know, feel either inspired or maybe something you can, you know, observe where this might be in your life speaking to you. But would you be open to that? Open to that?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to do Michelle's right now because I'm feeling the presence. So these are my own cards, and actually, you might appreciate this. I'm not an artist in the sense of the way you're an artist. I do digital art, and I do writing, so abstract. So what I've done here on my cards is I've actually, with a digital program, have written the word and created the art, and I put that on the card. And then the word is the contemplation card. All right, so Michelle. This is interesting because I've had this card like 5 days in a row. So it's it makes sense to me. So this is the card for you, Michelle. And okay, and now I gotta look where the camera is. This is creative source. And so the digital art is actually the word written, and then I create the art from it. So creative source. That would be your contemplation card right now. And however that speaks to you, this one I could say, oh, it's pretty straightforward, creative source. But then again, not everybody understands or actually taps into the creative source. I see that, you know, Gina already really does that. So that card, someone say, oh, that should be a card for her. No, I already feel that she's already tapped in to that creative source. Not to say that you haven't, but I think that it feels like there's something else, maybe a little deeper or maybe a little different direction or something else that you could tap into of your creative source.
Okay.
So that's a contemplation card for you.
Thank you.
And who has a really like, I mean, who doesn't, or like really who really loves roses?
Roses.
Mm-hmm.
My mom.
Okay, you took a little long to answer that, but yes, because right away when I said that to you, I felt it was her saying, and the roses. I was like, okay, the roses. All right. Whoa, this is your card, and it literally, you can't see, but it actually popped out of the deck for you, Gina. And this card is, this card is mystical awareness.
Oh my gosh.
That's the digital art form. So those are the written words. That's what it looks digitally written, and my creation. Mystical awareness. So it means that take it further. I mean, you're already
You know
there.
what? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have goosebumps.
I do too. Especially
In my
since she drinks
pocket.
that tea.
No, in my pocket right now. In my pocket right now, I have a piece of black tourmaline.
What?
On my wrist. On my wrist. I don't know if you can see it.
Here on my computer.
Yeah, I carry a piece around with me all the time, and on my wrist is my rose quartz bracelet.
There you go.
And I'm usually wearing a malachite ring, but I took it off earlier.
Malachite's
But
not
I'm just
this planet.
I'm only recently getting back into working with crystals, because when I was younger, I was always told that they were kind of anti-Christian. And so I've kind of grown over the last couple of years, and I thought, you know what? Why would these be considered anti-Christian? The very God who made these, and now you're telling me that I can't use them because they're anti. No. So so I recently started getting back. So that was my perfect card. That was like the perfect card, because if you walk into my studio, you'll see a grid I've got set up in there. And I've got I know a lot of people would not necessarily agree with this, because if you knew my background, they would know the people who I've grown up with that are very, very, you don't mention Christians and crystals in the same sentence, that kind of thing. Yeah, so I've done a lot of growing over the last couple of months, and a lot of how do you say this nicely? Letting stuff go.
No,
As far as
absolutely.
when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I think that's another reason why my healing has taken on a whole other level. Is
Yes.
because of I've realized that there's some crystals that I'm just drawn to. And oh gosh, I just gave myself goosebumps.
Yep.
Yes, and there's certain crystals that I kind of gravitate towards, and I have for a very long time. And recently, the black tourmaline was the one that I kept hearing about, and it seemed like everywhere I go, there's black tourmaline. I said, you know what? Let me just get a piece. And then I started to do the research, and then one day a piece of it just ended up in my pocket. And every time I change clothing, that tourmaline comes out and goes into the next pocket, and on it goes. So that was a perfect card.
Oh, good. Thank you. Well, I suggest with the black tourmaline, actually, I have it here because it's actually good for electromagnetics.
Yes.
The EMF, and so the radiation. So I have it on my computer, have it on my phone, I have it on the fridge, I don't use the microwave, but there's one here. And so on there. So that's really good for you, because you want to really, in your healing process, because we're constantly bombarded with this from everywhere. And especially look at what we're doing. We are on a computer, we are on the phone. So the electromagnetics are big, and we're also being this and all that. I'm not going to get into that conversation, but so that's probably on one level why that stone is speaking to you, because it's good for you also right now, especially going through your healing process more naturally, and mystically. You're going to find, this is the journey for you. So that's wonderful. Actually, I'm very excited. And your energy for me, because I'm empathic in that sense, and I believe you both are too, but maybe you're not tuning into that as much as you could. But for me, I feel Your being is so beautiful. Your life is so beautiful. And a lot of times we cause these different illnesses because we don't remember that and we have suppressed that. And of course, it's individual. Everybody has their own experiences and they build layers upon layers, right? But your light is beautiful and you just need to see it. And then when you, you know, shine that out, I mean, you can only just radiate from within out. I mean, to me, you already do right now. And so believe that. Because lupus, part of lupus on a metaphysical level has to do, one part of it has to do with is the lungs, right? And we hold grief in the lungs. So grief from whatever that may be, you know, and it could be this life, past life, whatever, but we hold that in our lungs. But it's also about self-nurturing, right? So we have to nurture. And the feminine has not done that as much as it, you know, because it's been dominated by other things. We just need to come home to ourselves and nurture ourselves more. And that's a big part of what lupus or any kind of autoimmune disease is about. I know it's much more and it's individual, but that's kind of the core issues that are there. So, but you're finding your way. And it's magical.
I know. That's another word that a lot of people don't like to hear is magic, but it is magical.
My all I see is magic. I have it posted on my fridge. I found a magnet one day. I was in the dollar store in a little town somewhere in New Jersey a few months ago. I went there for a client to do initiation. And I said, oh, here's a dollar store. I got to wait for the train. I walked there. There's one left, this big purple magnetic sign, and it says, all I see is magic. And really, it is. I not work with magic, but all I see is magic. It exists. It's there. You just got to see it.
Sure.
Very interesting.
Life is interesting. Even no matter how it appears, it's interesting. And I observe myself, right? And I love to observe life and others. For me, this is, I could probably, if I could have a job just doing that, a paying job, it would be fun because I just love to tune and connect with other people. And I like to see how that is, you know, relates in my life, how the experiences that we have. And you know, YouTube, for all the kind of criticisms or negative things that people can say about YouTube or just the internet in general, it is the greatest invention to connect people, you know, all over the world. Instantly, immediately, you know, so it's an amazing thing.
I would agree.
That's the truth, yeah.
Wow, I feel like we just went on a journey.
Well, Michelle, I must say that I enjoy watching your makeup videos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I was hoping that it would be a little bit of something in it for everyone. The tutorials were basically meant for mature women with aging skin like myself. I'll be 62 this year. So, you know, a lot of women I run into, they say, well, I don't want to wear makeup anymore. I kind of give up on it. And it's like, you know, that's part of your life. Don't give up on it. You know, you can just modify your look a little bit. So that's where I am with the makeup looks that I do. Trying to modify for the mature woman.
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're brave though. I've seen a couple of them where you just come on there all natural and got your already. And I mean, you know, I mean, kudos to you. I mean, it's amazing. It's wonderful. And you're so engaging. That's what I like. You're engaging.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And you make it look like fun and just, enjoy yourself. And
Oh, it is. I was very nervous at first, but over time, you just kind of learn to relax and get comfortable, and things flow much better over time.
mhm. Well, you just become relaxed. I think you become relaxed. And when you, especially, I mean, that's why it's wonderful to have viewers and subscribers, because, the feedback is also stimulating, or motivating. And, to keep you going, that there are people that are enjoying it. And even if I had like only 2 people that were enjoying it, I'm happy, because there's a resonance there. You've connected something. And even if they just took, this much away from it, it's something. And it's a gift. So anybody who's out there sharing themselves is a wonderful thing.
That's true.
It is true. Well, I'm just going to check and see if there's anybody else, because there were a couple other creators. And I also wanted to not just, my thought was at first I would just have one creator on at a time and let them, chat. And that's kind of what happened yesterday, because there wasn't anybody else. And then a couple other people wrote to me. I thought, well, it'd be good if we all chat together, and get to know each other as well. Now, are both of you ladies connected also?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, that's good. All right.
I think Michelle was one of the first people that I connected with after I got that email, because I started, I don't know, I just don't remember how, but I came up on a video that she was doing with makeup, and I thought, this looks interesting, and she's really good. So I keep going back and say, I could learn a thing or two.
Thank you, Gina. I appreciate it.
I didn't wear a lot of makeup until I shaved my head, and then when you shave your head, it's like all you are is face. So I started wearing a little bit more, but pardon me?
It suits you. It's very, I find, well, for me, it's very elegant looking.
Thank you.
And
I did it.
Everybody can't do that look.
My youngest son and I did it to raise funds for childhood cancer research, and I just loved it so much. I just kept doing it. Plus, I also have a few friends who are battling it right now, so I promised them that I would keep shaving my head until they gave me a clean bill of health. So, yeah. Well, one of them has since died, but I still have a couple who are still fighting. So I said, as long as they're fighting, I will keep shaving my head.
Oh, wow. Well, bless them all. Send blessings to all of them of wellness, I hope. And, yeah.
I have one other question. I've been talking to you guys for almost an hour now. Where do you guys live? I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
I'm in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Okay.
You're in where?
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Oh. I live in Rockledge, Florida. I'm originally from the Cayman Islands, but I'm in Florida right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I lived in Mexico for a year in Ciudad de Juarez.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh,
for a year.
So
back in my much younger days. That was quite a while back.
They said, do you speak Spanish? I think it was delayed there.
Yes, I did. I do. I'm not as fluent as I was when I left, but I'm still able to. I understand everything, but to speak fluently, it's a little bit of a struggle now, because I have to kind of really think about what I want to say. But yeah, when I left there, I was completely fluent, and I ended up going off to college and getting a really easy minor in Spanish, the easiest.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, because that's just how fluent I was. So now I can sit down and I can watch, the Spanish soap operas, and I understand everything. But to carry on a conversation, I find myself thinking a little bit more. So because I'm not around a lot of Spanish speaking people.
Yeah, you're not immersed in it. Yeah.
Right.
I know. Well, I don't speak.
I know I've had some viewers that were from Mexico or Hispanic, and they would write to me, and I could tell that it was Spanish, but I only know like a few words. So I actually Googled some words that I could say back to them and make it more personalized when I answer their comments.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good because then so that means you've got people in, whatever Latin country watching you. That's wonderful.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I'm just thinking that I don't know if it's possible. Can you do this? I mean, Gina, you could do any of your videos in Spanish. If you did even one video in Spanish, right? Even if it's a 2-minute video, and then you go and you put the locations, where you want it to go, that's a whole different audience that you'll start to pull in. So if you feel comfortable, to do that, I would do it. I mean, my Spanish is muy poquito, so I would not be able to do, not yet. But if I could, I absolutely would do it because you got a whole different.
That's an idea.
Yeah,
it is an idea.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you have like 2 or 3 languages, just do it in that. It's amazing. And I have to tell you, I would say that, probably both of your channels and what you do, especially maybe a little bit more Michelle with the makeup and all that. Oh my goodness. If you even could do it in Spanish at all, they would be glued to your video because that's something that they really like down here. They're really into
now,
that.
I have noticed that YouTube, in the creator studio, they have where you can work with a community that will help you to translate your existing video.
Right.
And I said I would try that one day just to see how it works.
Right. The other thing I think you can do, I think they still have this, because we used to do it before with my spiritual teacher that I've been with for a long time, Elmine. She has a lot of videos out there, and some of them what we would do is that we would get her Spanish students would translate it, and then you actually can put in, or you could, the subtitles, right? So where it says CC, and then whoever, will click on it, and so you would get all the Spanish subtitles on the bottom. So, but I guess if YouTube is also offering that, I would do it, because then what you can do is when you go into your advanced settings, if you really wanted to, you could just put that this is in Spanish, right?
Exactly.
You might be speaking in English, but because it's in subtitles and that's the audience that you're trying to, get to, at least, on a larger scale, just say this one is in Spanish. You can have the one in English, and then you can also do it with subtitles. And just, broaden your audience.
That's very true.
Yeah. There's all kinds of tricks. You just one day at a time, and this time you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do here. And you'll get there. We'll get there. You got to have fun in the process. Let's see what anybody's saying. I think they're having their own conversation over here in the chat.
I know. I was noticing that, and since they are, I have my first patient at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'll probably be signing off soon.
Oh, that's no problem. I know you're both 1 hour ahead of me though, right? Because even though you're in Florida, you're both on the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're 1 hour.
So it's 11.
Yeah.
Yep. So by the time I hit the bed, it'll probably be a little after midnight, and then I'm back up at 4:45.
Oh my, you're early bird. You're early bird. I'm a night bird. Or I'm a night owl.
Yep, I have patients, scheduled 7, 9, and 10:30. Then I have lunch, and I see my last patient at 1.
So you said that you have a full-time job. May I ask, what is that? What patients in what regard? Doctor?
Oh, I'm sorry. Occupational therapy. I work on a
Oh,
rehab unit.
wow, that's wonderful. Wow, that's amazing and profound work, but probably has its challenges.
Yep. This is my 26th year
Oh,
Mm.
as
wow.
occupational therapist.
Well, you must love it.
You must love it. I know.
Yes, I do. I started out in mental health. I really like mental health and working on locked psych units. But
Mm-hmm.
in the state of Michigan, the governor we had when I very first started working, he cut a lot of programming. And so every check that I got when I was working at the psych hospital was hand signed by the president because they had to make sure it was money in the bank to pay the people who worked at the hospital. And
Right.
I'm like, I can't do this. I have children to raise. So then I switched to physical medicine and rehabilitation. And so that's what
Mm.
I've been doing ever since.
Wow. My mind is like going thinking, I don't even know how or what, but because I've seen so many other videos with people doing, like, there's a chiropractor that's on there that shows all the different, he has his own channel. He's amazing. He has his I don't know if you want to bring any of your patients on, but would that be something that you would maybe share too, like have a different theme on your channel to show anything with
Not
occupational therapy?
therapeutic wise, only because uh, you have to have a doctor's order. I can't do anything unless a doctor has written an order. I cannot practice on my own. I do have a license in the
Mm,
state of Michigan to
okay.
practice occupational therapy, but I cannot act without a doctor's order.
All right. Okay. So I was just trying to think of what that is, that something that would be how to, or just to share some type of therapy or anything like that. I mean, it might be an avenue down the road or
Like
something.
maybe, a few like home exercises, like
Right,
if you have
exactly.
arthritis in your hands,
Yes.
some exercises like that, but I can't recommend anything.
No, I get that. You can just show what you know. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
exactly.
I'm not saying give diagnosis or tell someone do this or whatever. You can just show what exists. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of videos and things out there, and they're very popular. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that is very popular. So it might be something that you might want to think about. Just to add some. Some people say, "Oh, just stick to one thing of your content." I don't. I don't agree with that unless it's some content that is so broad that you can just keep creating. But I think that there's something else out, especially when it's more personal, that you can share. If it's your skill, it's your job, or it's something that you love. I don't think that you have to just stick to one thing.
No,
Unless that's
that's true. That's
right.
very true.
Yeah. So that might be something to look at afterwards. Just like maybe Gina's gonna be up there and show us her
Her
amazing
painting.
idea.
I will. I'm gonna do it.
All right, great.
I'm so excited. You just tell me when you do that live stream, and I'll be there, and I'll plug it because I have a lot of wonderful friends who just love art, and they're all artists and all that, and so I'm sure they would love to watch that. So that would be amazing too. Really, really
Okay.
amazing. Cool. All right, ladies. Well, I do understand that it's a little bit later for you, and I want to say how much I appreciate you coming on, and maybe another time we could even just do, if you want to, like a collaboration of something. I don't know, get our wheels turning, think about something, or even if it's just a chat about a specific topic that, uh, not only, it doesn't have to be one specific thing. We could just come on and have a chat. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I think this
Sounds
was a lot of
great.
fun. This was a
Yep,
lot
it
of fun. I
has been
enjoyed it.
fun.
you both said it at the same time, so I don't know. I
It
don't
was
know
a
what
lot
to
of fun.
say.
Yep, it
So
has
just
been fun.
let us know.
You guys are in sync. You're in sync, saying it at the same time. But I think you let us know. But no, come up with some ideas yourself too, and see, if you feel at any time in a live stream, because for all of us, I think, and we can maybe switch if you want. Like I'm doing it today, and yes, it's to help promote you, but it's also helping me with my watch time. And then maybe we could do a live stream on yours, so that'll get your watch. I don't know where. I mean, Gina said that she's really, she's good with her watch time, but you want to maintain that as well, right?
Right.
But also, Michelle, where are you with your watch time? Like, how far are you off with the guidelines? I didn't ask that.
I'm nowhere near 4,000. I have maybe close to 1,000 hours at this point.
Wow. Okay, so maybe we could do something there to, help that up on a live stream. And I know you're already doing that, but do something else and just to help each other with it, because I really think that's because here
I like this format. I like this format that we did tonight.
Yeah, it's really great. And you see the people that are in there, and if they even, like something we're saying, or they're enjoying and they're still there, and like there's all talking here, let's share them. And right there, I mean, that's just, it's all happening at the same time, and which I really, really, really like that, and I appreciate it. So yeah, sure, let's do more live streams. I'm happy to do this. Otherwise, I'm just sitting working on the computer, and I'm alone, and I would rather just connect with other people sometimes. So
sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. All right, beautiful ones. Thank you so much for being here. And
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm going to say good night. I'm actually going to come on. I'm just going to say quickly, tomorrow I've already booked a live stream, but it is actually going to be a more metaphysical, spiritual show. Whereas I'm just going to open it up to people if they want to come in to the Google Hangout and ask me a question or a card reading, just very quickly like I did today, but maybe expand a little bit more. And so I'm just going to open it up, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow at the same time at 9 p.m. So,
all right. Okay. Well, good night, ladies.
All right.
All right. Good night to both of you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you again.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.